Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to take a tool that's probably just sitting in your junk drawer and show you how it's actually a key to unlocking some serious creative potential. We're going to find the hidden power in something you probably haven't really thought about since grade school.
So, you ever look at something, a piece of furniture, a design, anything, and you just think, wow, that's perfect. You can't always put your finger on why, but it just feels right. So what's that secret ingredient? Well, the answer is often a lot simpler and a whole lot more precise than you might think. The secret? It's all about control. It's exactness. And it all begins with mastering the humble line, which really just means getting to know this one fundamental tool, the ruler.
Right? So that's our goal here. In pretty much any craft, the ultimate aim is a flawless execution. And it doesn't matter if you're a woodworker or a web designer. It all, and I mean all, comes back to a foundation built on perfect measurement.
You know, one of the first things they teach you in design school isn't some spectacular drawing. Nope. It's creating a perfectly measured, perfectly cut, and perfectly mounted blank space. It's like a warm-up in pure precision, because you gotta understand, before you can build the cool 3D stuff, you have to absolutely nail the perfect 2D layout first.
Okay, so let's dive in and demystify this thing. To get that precision we're talking about, we first have to make the ruler feel like second nature, an extension of your own hand. We're going to break down every single one of these little marks so that reading it becomes completely automatic.
Okay, let's start with the basics. The inches. These are the big boys, the numbered lines. Super easy to spot, right? They're our main landmarks.
All right, now look right in the middle, exactly halfway between any two of those inch marks. That's your half inch. You see, the ruler kind of has this built-in visual code. The longer the line, the bigger the fraction. The half-inch line, it's the second longest one you'll see. And that pattern just keeps going. The next shortest lines you see are the quarter-inch marks, and they do exactly what you'd think. They chop the inch up into 4 equal pieces. And we can get even more granular. We've got the 1/8 inch marks, which split the whole inch into 8 perfect little sections for when you need that finer detail. And finally, you get down to the tiny ones, the 16ths. This is where the real, hardcore precision lives. These little marks are what separate the good from the great. Okay, don't panic. You don't need to memorize a bunch of fractions. Here's the super simple way to do it. Just count the number of little tick marks you are from the last big inch mark. Let's say you count 6 of them. That's 6 over 16, or 6/16. And since 6 is an even number, you know you can simplify it. Just divide the top and the bottom by 2. Boom, that gives you 3/8. It's that easy. Now, if you're someone who jumps between the physical and the digital world, or hey, maybe you just hate fractions, here's a little something for you. Think of this as your handy conversion chart, your little cheat sheet for turning those fractions into decimals. It's perfect for making sure your physical and digital work are always perfectly in sync. Okay, so we figured out how to read the ruler. But using it, well, that's about adopting a certain mindset, a maker's mindset. It's about understanding why every single millimeter, every tiny line, really, really matters for the final product. It honestly doesn't get simpler than this. You just can't get a perfect result if you start with imperfect pieces. Think about it. A wobbly bookshelf, a picture frame that's just a little bit off. Where did it go wrong? Almost always it started right back at the beginning with a bad measurement. You've heard this a million times, I know, but it's a cliche for a reason. This is the absolute mantra for anyone who makes anything. That one extra second you take to double-check your mark, it can save you from wasting materials, from wasting time, and from all that frustration of a messed-up cut. Preparation is truly everything. And look, this isn't just me saying this is a nice idea. This is how professional work is judged. Check this out. These are actual grading criteria for a project. Formatting, craft, professionalism. They're all tied directly to precision. It's not just a suggestion. It's literally the requirement for any high-quality work. All right, enough talk. Let's get practical. How do we take that perfect measurement we just made and turn it into a perfect cut? Well, it all starts with setting up your workspace the right way. Okay, listen up. These are non-negotiables. 1. Always use a self-healing cutting mat. It protects your table and your blade. 2. Don't just leave your blades sitting out under a pile of scraps. 3. Old blades are sharp. They go in a sharps container, not the regular trash. And 4, and this is the one everyone forgets, change your blade. Seriously, all the time. Paper dulls steel way faster than you think, and a sharp blade is a safe blade and a precise one. Here is a tip that is a total game changer, and it might sound weird, but trust me on this. Stand up when you cut. When you're sitting, you're weak. You have no leverage. But when you stand up, you can use your body weight to apply consistent, even pressure straight down. That's how you get a clean slice, especially if you're cutting through thicker stuff. So, we've talked about the tool, the mindset, the technique, but what's the payoff? What does all this precision actually get you? Let's take a look at the real-world results when you really commit to mastering this skill. It all starts with this, a simple tool, just a bunch of lines on a piece of metal. This is our starting point. And with that knowledge, you get this, a perfectly measured, perfectly cut, and perfectly mounted 2D piece. Look at it. The borders are exact. The edges are razor sharp. The whole thing is just clean. That's what precision looks like. But here's where the real magic happens. Once you've nailed 2D, you unlock a whole new dimension, literally. That flawless skill in 2 dimensions is what lets you build a perfect 3D form, where every single side lines up and every corner meets exactly where it's supposed to. So you see, this was never really just about a ruler. It's about building a foundation of excellence that you can apply to anything you do. If this is what you can build with just some paper and a sharp blade, just imagine what you're going to create with it.